Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be talking about something that is incredibly important: 12 things that scream I'm low value. Now, this might seem like a harsh topic, but the truth is that we all exhibit low value behavior from time to time. The important thing is to recognize these behaviors and work to improve them. So, what do we mean by low value? In this context, it means behaviors that communicate to others that you are not a valuable or desirable person to be around. These behaviors can come in many forms, and we'll be covering 12 of the most common ones today. Now, why is it important to be aware of these things? Well, the truth is that these behaviors can hold us back in life. They can damage our relationships, our careers, and our overall sense of self-worth. By being aware of these behaviors and working to improve them, we can become more confident, successful, and fulfilled individuals. So, without further ado, let's dive into the 12 things that scream I'm low value. 1. Lack of self-confidence. The first thing that screams I'm low value is a lack of self-confidence. What do we mean by self-confidence? Simply put, it's the belief in one's own abilities, qualities, and judgment. When someone lacks self-confidence, it's immediately noticeable in the way they carry themselves, speak, and interact with others. People who lack self-confidence may speak softly, avoid eye contact, and have poor posture. They may also hesitate to take risks or express their opinions, instead deferring to others in social situations. So, why is a lack of self-confidence a low-value trait? Well, for one, it can make others doubt your abilities and competence. If you don't believe in yourself, why should others? Additionally, a lack of self-confidence can hold you back in life. If you're constantly second-guessing yourself and avoiding taking risks, you're unlikely to achieve your goals or reach your full potential. So, how can you work on improving your self-confidence? There are a few things you can try. For one, practice good posture. Standing up straight and tall can actually help boost your confidence. Additionally, make a conscious effort to speak up and share your thoughts and opinions in social situations. Start small, perhaps by sharing your thoughts with a group of friends, and gradually work your way up to speaking up in larger groups. Finally, remember that self-confidence is something that can be developed over time. It's not something you either have or don't have. It's a skill that can be improved with practice and effort. 2. Poor personal grooming. The next thing that screams I'm low value is poor personal grooming. What do we mean by personal grooming? Essentially, it's the way you take care of your physical appearance, including things like hygiene, clothing, and accessories. People who exhibit poor personal grooming may have unkempt hair, bad breath, or body odor. They may also wear ill-fitting or outdated clothing, or neglect to accessorize or groom themselves in other ways. Why is poor personal grooming a low-value trait? Well, for one, it can make others uncomfortable or even repulsed. If you're not taking care of your personal hygiene, for example, it can make it difficult for others to be around you. Additionally, poor personal grooming can communicate a lack of respect for yourself and others. If you're not putting effort into your appearance, it can signal that you don't value yourself or those around you, which is not a desirable trait in a friend, colleague, or romantic partner. So, how can you improve your personal grooming? First and foremost, make sure you're taking care of your basic hygiene needs, showering regularly, brushing your teeth, and wearing clean clothing. Additionally, invest in a few key pieces of clothing that fit well and are in style. You don't need to spend a fortune, but having a few outfits that make you feel confident and put together can go a long way. Finally, pay attention to the little details. Make sure your nails are clean and trimmed, your hair is styled, and your accessories are appropriate for the occasion. By taking care of these small details, you can improve your overall appearance and communicate to others that you value yourself and those around you. 3. Negative attitude. The next thing that screams I'm low value is a negative attitude. What do we mean by a negative attitude? Essentially, it's an outlook that focuses on the negative aspects of situations and people rather than the positive. People who exhibit a negative attitude may complain frequently, criticize others often, and generally focus on the things that are going wrong in their lives. They may also be dismissive of positive news or downplay the achievements of others. So, why is a negative attitude a low-value trait? For one, it can be incredibly draining to be around someone who is constantly negative. It can also be demotivating. If someone is always focusing on the negative aspects of a situation, it can make it difficult to see the positive and stay motivated to improve. Finally, a negative attitude can be a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you're constantly expecting the worst and focusing on the negative, you may be more likely to experience negative outcomes. So, how can you work on improving your attitude? First and foremost, try to focus on the positive aspects of situations and people. When something goes well, take the time to celebrate and appreciate it. Additionally, practice gratitude. take a few minutes each day to reflect on the things you're grateful for in your life. Finally, try to be mindful of your thoughts and the way you're framing situations. Instead of automatically jumping to the negative, try to reframe situations in a more positive light. For example, if you're stuck in traffic, rather than getting frustrated and angry, try to use the time to listen to a podcast or enjoy some quiet time to yourself. 4. Poor communication skills. The next thing that screams I'm low value is poor communication skills. What do we mean by poor communication skills? Essentially, it's the ability to express oneself effectively and clearly in a variety of settings. People who exhibit poor communication skills may struggle to express their thoughts and feelings clearly or may struggle to listen actively to others. They may also interrupt others frequently, speak too quickly or too slowly, or struggle to adapt their communication style to different audiences. So, why are poor communication skills a low-value trait? Well, for one, effective communication is essential for success in almost every area of life. Whether you're working in a team, navigating a personal relationship, or presenting in front of a group, the ability to communicate effectively can make all the difference. Additionally, poor communication skills can lead to misunderstandings, conflict, and missed opportunities. If you're not able to express yourself clearly, you may be misunderstood or overlooked. Similarly, if you're not able to listen actively to others, you may miss important information or overlook important perspectives. So, how can you work on improving your communication skills? There are a few things you can try. First and foremost, practice active listening. Make a conscious effort to really hear what others are saying, and ask clarifying questions to make sure you understand. Additionally, pay attention to your own speaking style. Try to speak clearly and at a pace that's easy to follow. If you struggle with interrupting others, practice waiting until someone has finished speaking before you respond. Finally, work on adapting your communication style to different audiences. For example, if you're speaking with someone who is more reserved, you may want to adjust your speaking style to be more gentle and patient. If you're speaking with someone who is more energetic, you may want to match their energy and enthusiasm. 5. Lack of ambition or drive. The next thing that screams I'm low value is a lack of ambition or drive. What do we mean by this? Essentially, it's the willingness and ability to set goals and work hard to achieve them. People who exhibit a lack of ambition or drive may not have clear goals or plans for their future. They may also lack motivation and energy, and may not be willing to put in the work necessary to achieve their goals. So, why is a lack of ambition or drive a low-value trait? Well, for one, it can be frustrating to be around someone who doesn't seem to have any direction or purpose in their life. It can also be demotivating. If someone is not willing to work hard and strive for success, it can be difficult to stay motivated and focused on your own goals. Additionally, a lack of ambition or drive can limit your potential for success and fulfillment. If you're not willing to set clear goals and work hard to achieve them, you may miss out on opportunities for growth and development. So, how can you work on improving your ambition and drive? Start by setting clear goals for yourself. These can be short-term or long-term, but should be specific and achievable. Once you have a clear goal in mind, create a plan for how you will achieve it and start taking action. Additionally, make sure you're taking care of your physical and mental health, exercise, eat well, and get enough sleep. Finally, seek out mentors or role models who can inspire and motivate you. Surrounding yourself with people who are ambitious and driven can help you stay focused and motivated. 6. Lack of self-awareness. The next thing that screams I'm low value is a lack of self-awareness. What do we mean by this? Essentially, it's the ability to understand one's own thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, as well as how they impact others. People who exhibit a lack of self-awareness may struggle to understand why they behave the way they do or may be oblivious to how their behavior is perceived by others. They may also struggle to take feedback or criticism and may be resistant to making changes or improvements. So, why is a lack of self-awareness a low-value trait? For one, it can be difficult to build strong relationships with others if you're not aware of how your behavior is impacting them. Additionally, a lack of self-awareness can limit your ability to learn and grow. If you're not able to reflect on your own behavior and make changes, you may continue to repeat the same mistakes and miss out on opportunities for growth. So, how can you work on improving your self-awareness? Start by taking time to reflect on your own behavior and thought patterns. Ask yourself why you behave the way you do and try to identify any patterns or triggers that may be causing certain behaviors. Additionally, seek out feedback from others. Ask trusted friends or colleagues for honest feedback on your behavior and be open to their suggestions for improvement. Finally, practice mindfulness and meditation to help you stay present and aware at the moment. 7. Lack of empathy. The next thing that screams I'm low value is a lack of empathy. What do we mean by this? Essentially, it's the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. People who exhibit a lack of empathy may struggle to understand how others are feeling, or may be dismissive of others' emotions. They may also be self-centered and focused only on their own needs and desires. So, why is a lack of empathy a low-value trait? Well, for one, it can be difficult to build strong relationships with others if you're not able to understand and connect with their emotions. Additionally, a lack of empathy can lead to hurtful behavior. If you're dismissive of others' emotions, you may inadvertently cause them pain or distress. Finally, a lack of empathy can limit your ability to succeed in certain professions. For example, if you work in a field that requires you to work closely with others, such as healthcare or social work, a lack of empathy can make it difficult to provide effective care. So, how can you work on improving your empathy? Start by actively listening to others and trying to understand their perspective. Ask questions to clarify their thoughts and feelings, and try to put yourself in their shoes. Additionally, practice expressing your own emotions. This can help you develop a deeper understanding of your own feelings, as well as make it easier to connect with others' emotions. Finally, seek out opportunities to volunteer or otherwise help others. This can help you develop a deeper sense of compassion and empathy. 8. Negativity. The next thing that screams I'm low value is negativity. What do we mean by this? Essentially, it's a consistently negative outlook on life and the world around you. People who exhibit negativity may constantly complain or find fault with everything around them. They may also be pessimistic about their own future and the future of the world. So, why is negativity a low-value trait? Well, for one, it can be draining to be around someone who is constantly negative. It can also be demotivating. If someone is constantly complaining and finding fault, it can be difficult to stay motivated and focused on your own goals. Additionally, negativity can limit your potential for success and happiness. If you're constantly focused on the negative aspects of your life, you may miss out on opportunities for growth and development. So, how can you work on improving your outlook and reducing negativity? Start by practicing gratitude. Take time each day to reflect on the things in your life that you're thankful for. Additionally, try to reframe negative thoughts. For example, instead of thinking this is a terrible day, try to focus on the positive aspects of the day, such as spending time with loved ones or accomplishing a task. Finally, seek out positive and uplifting people and experiences. Surround yourself with people who inspire and motivate you, and seek out experiences that bring you joy and fulfillment. 9. Insecurity. The next thing that screams I'm low value is insecurity. What do we mean by this? Essentially, it's a lack of confidence in oneself and one's abilities. People who exhibit insecurity may constantly doubt themselves and their abilities. They may also be overly concerned with what others think of them, and may seek validation and approval from others. So, why is insecurity a low-value trait? Well, for one, it can be difficult to build strong relationships with others if you're not confident in yourself and your abilities. Additionally, insecurity can limit your potential for success. If you're constantly doubting yourself, you may be less likely to take risks or pursue opportunities for growth and development. Finally, insecurity can be draining and stressful. If you're constantly worried about what others think of you, it can be difficult to relax and enjoy your life. So, how can you work on reducing insecurity and building confidence? Start by identifying your strengths and accomplishments. Take time to reflect on your past successes and the skills that you bring to the table. Additionally, practice self-care and self-compassion. Be kind and gentle with yourself, and take time to nurture your own needs and desires. Finally, seek out opportunities to challenge yourself and step out of your comfort zone. Each small success can help build confidence and reduce feelings of insecurity. 10. Lack of personal accountability. The next thing that screams I'm low value is a lack of personal accountability. What do we mean by this? Essentially, it's a refusal to take responsibility for one's own actions and choices. People who exhibit a lack of personal accountability may blame others or outside circumstances for their own mistakes and failures. They may also be quick to make excuses or rationalize their behavior. So, why is a lack of personal accountability a low-value trait? Well, for one, it can be difficult to build strong relationships with others if you're not willing to take responsibility for your own actions. Additionally, a lack of personal accountability can limit your potential for success. If you're not willing to take ownership of your mistakes and failures, you may struggle to learn from them and grow. Finally, a lack of personal accountability can be frustrating and demotivating to others. If someone is constantly making excuses and blaming others for their own failures, it can be difficult to work with or support them. So, how can you work on improving your personal accountability? Start by owning up to your mistakes and failures. Take responsibility for your actions and the impact they have on others. Additionally, practice self-reflection and identify areas where you could improve. Instead of making excuses, focus on finding solutions and making positive changes. Finally, seek out feedback and support from others. A willingness to learn from others and take constructive criticism can help build personal accountability and facilitate growth. Conclusion. In summary, there are many things that can scream I'm low value, from negativity and insecurity to dishonesty and inflexibility. While these traits can be challenging to overcome, it's important to recognize them in ourselves and work on improving them over time. By focusing on building positive habits and developing our strengths, we can become more confident, authentic, and successful in all areas of our lives. So, take some time to reflect on the areas where you may be struggling and make a commitment to working on them in a positive and productive way.